After evading federal agents for a year, Sam Giancana is about to testify in front of a congressional committee and come face to face with the man determined to take down organized crime, Robert F. Kennedy.
We ultimately subpoenaed him in Las Vegas.
That is correct. Following that Las Vegas visit, he returned to Chicago, where he gave an interview to a reporter from the Chicago Tribune.
You may relate what his opinion of the committee was.
He says, referring to the committee, "I would like to tell them to all go to hell."
Is that correct?
I decline to answer because I honestly believe my answer might tend to incriminate me.
He also says, "They couldn't catch me for a year. I like to hide."
Is that correct, Mr. Giancana?
I decline to answer because I honestly believe my answer might tend to incriminate me.
He was also quoted, when asked why he hadn't served in any armed forces during World War II, as stating, "When I was called in front of the board, they asked me what kind of work I did. I told them I steal for a living. They thought I was crazy. But I wasn't. I was telling the truth."
The authorities in Chicago consider Mr. Giancana to be the #2 man in the syndicate in the city. He and Mr. Tony Accardo, #1 and #2. Is that correct, Mr. Giancana?
When do they start asking the questions, sir?
Mr. Giancana?
I decline to answer because I honestly believe my answer might tend to incriminate me.
Would you tell us if you had opposition from anybody that you have them dealt with by stuffing them in a trunk? Is that what you do, Mr. Giancana?
I decline to answer because I honestly believe my answer might tend to...
Would you tell us anything about any of your operations, or are you just gonna giggle every time I ask you a question? I thought only little girls giggled, Mr. Giancana.
When these guys like Bobby Kennedy, and they got you in the crosshairs and they're questioning you, like these committees they got.
Would you tell us anything about any of your operations?
And they're getting cocky with you, and you're just wishing you could come out of that chair and rip that son of a bitch right off that pedestal that he's sitting on over there.
I decline to answer because I honestly believe my answer might tend to incriminate me.
Is there anything further? You may stand aside, subject to being recalled.
Every battle that Bobby Kennedy took up became personal. Everything was war for Bobby Kennedy. But Sam Giancana probably looked at Bobby Kennedy as just that, rich, snot-nosed kid whose dad's fortune was made illegally.